everybody, and welcome back to another exciting episode of 52 Weeks Movie Challenge. I'm your host, Jonathan Moody, and we're doing this book right here. Everyone's a critic. 52-week movie challenge. So today is week 37. Wow. And it's a natural disaster film. So I chose the 1974 film Earthquake. The date challenge completed was 9/13/22. Aspect ratio is 2.21 or -1. 2 hours and 2 minute running time. Genre's action thriller. Let's see. It stars Charlton Heston, Ava Gardner, George. God, why am I having trouble reading my own writing there? George Kennedy, directed by Mark Robson. Jennings Long produced it. Jennings Lang produced it. Written by George Fox and Mario Puzo. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. Music by John Williams. We'll also be talking about that. And I gave this 5 stars. So we'll go into that. The awards received: Oscar winner for best sound. That's all I wanted to write down. Why did you choose this particular film? Because it's a film I hadn't seen. I think I tried watching it and I got busy with stuff, so I couldn't finish it. But it wasn't like I was bored by it. I just couldn't finish it. So I will, rewatch it, or I wanted to rewatch it, and so that's why. Have I seen it before? Nope. Would you recommend this movie? Why or why not? I said hell yes, because it's really good. Which character were you able to identify with, connect with in one way? I said none applicable. I guess if I had to pick somebody, if I had to, literally, I don't think there's anybody I would connect with. I mean, I really liked both George Kennedy and Charlton Heston's characters, but I don't think I identified with any of them. Best line or memorable quote: "Earthquakes bring out the worst in some people." I like that. Like, yeah, duh. Like, pretty much. But it was kind of funny. Were you surprised by the ending? What would you have done differently? Yeah, I was pretty surprised because it was much darker than I was expecting. I wouldn't do it differently. It's kind of a perfect ending. Uh, why are some things? What are some of the things you would do if faced in a similar disaster? I would definitely help out as much as I could. I would get together with the others and make sure everyone's safe. I would do that. Like, I say that, but I don't know. If there was an earthquake and people were hurt and everything, I'd probably be freaking out, honestly. But I would try, to help out as much as I can. But yeah, and we'll get into some stuff with that. Anything else you'd like to add? Nope. Go watch this on Blu-ray, which I have. So I was very happy to have the Blu-ray. So this is the Blu-ray from it. The back, it has no special features, which is kind of a bummer. Includes original synth surround audio, and yeah, it did. So the surround sound was amazing. It literally had the floor shaking at times with the bass, and so it really felt like you were there watching this movie. So I give it 5 stars. I gave Towering Inferno 5 stars, but which one's better? I would say this one. Like, if I had to choose which one I'd watch again, it'd be this one. Now, it's not because it's got a smaller running time, but I feel like the problem I had with Towering Infernos, there's two big actors that were both. I know one was Steve McQueen, but in Towering Inferno, there's 2 main actors, and I didn't know which one was the main actor. Like, I didn't know which one to really follow or root for or whatever. And you know, this movie didn't have that. Like, this movie, Charlton Heston was the hero. George Kennedy helped out. Ava Gardner was this annoying wife of his. And there was a woman, Genevieve Bojol. I liked her a lot. Richard Browntree, fucking Shaft, as like this black evil Knievel, which I loved him in it. He was just so much fun. He was dressing up like Shaft. It was so weird. I thought, oh man, he's playing a pimp. And then no, it's his evil Knievel style outfit. It just did not seem evil Knievel at the time that I watched it. I don't know. Evil Knievel, is that a word? It is now. Uh, yeah, Mario Puzo co-wrote this movie. I mean, I think it was like right after Godfather. They were, and Universal was like, let's tap that guy into co-wrote Earthquake. Weird. But I mean, it was great. There was no mob, so there's nothing like Godfathery. Uh, so anyway, I have two things that I wanted to make sure I discussed in this thing. First of all, I lived in LA. If you guys know me, if you've been following my show for a while, you know I lived in LA. I lived in both Van Nuys and San Gabriel, which is by Pasadena. And both places I witnessed earthquakes. Now, the first time I had it, I had my roommate was outside smoking a cigarette with their boyfriend and relaxing, having a good time, and I saw a um or I felt like the room shake. Now, I thought literally the people next door were getting it on and like it was making the thing shake a little bit because it was just a little bit. But then I turn on like Facebook and all of a sudden I see earthquake, earthquake, earthquake. So literally when I found out real quickly that if you're in during that time, if you're on Facebook, people are gonna just post earthquake when there's an earthquake, So the I think there was two in Van Nuys. Then when I went to San Gabriel, there was one, and we could definitely tell that one, and that basically made the whole room shake, and it was incredibly crazy. It was not bad, like it wasn't a big on the Richter scale or anything, but it was noticeable and everything. And me and my roommate at the time, Jackie, were just like, "Oh God," right? And she had lived in, you know, uh, California and LA for like a while and had never noticed an earthquake before. Now there probably was earthquakes, she just never noticed them. This time she noticed it and it was crazy. It was a lot of fun in a way. Like it's not fun to know like I'm just gonna warn you guys, I'm not saying that like earthquakes are fun, like enjoyable, like whatever experiences, but it was like it was something that I was glad I had on a bucket list in a way. Like I lived in LA. I lived through a crazy earthquake, you know. Um, but it didn't like knock anything down. It didn't hurt me. It wasn't a bad one as far as I know. Nobody died from it. Like it was not a bad earthquake. It just was noticeable, and everything. So thank God there was nothing that bad. And there still could be like later on this year or whatever, there could be another earthquake. You never know. And that was part of the movie. The part I really liked about the movie is there was like four or five earthquakes in it, and it started off as one, and it was small. It was like do do do, and that was it. And people were like, "Oh, okay, that's it," and they went on with their lives. The second one was a little bit worse, and they were like, "Okay, that's weird." And then the seismologist or whatever that was dealing with all the stuff found out that there's potentially one catastrophic one that's going to happen. And that was like the third one. And that didn't happen to like halfway through the movie, like an hour in to a 2 hour movie. And basically that one was the one. That was the one that like almost killed everybody. People were, people did die. in that movie. Uh, there was panic, there was craziness, there was looters, there was all these things that you would expect. And then so yeah, so it was nuts. And I was like, wow. Um so I really honestly surprised by it. But and then what is it? The next one, there was one last one, I believe. It's one or two, but there was like one last one that just like they weren't expecting. It was like aftershocks of the big one and stuff, and it was still bad, and that caused like a flood and all this other crazy shit. So that was a fun. I mean, it was a fun movie. If you've never seen the movie, it is scary because, like I said, you don't know when it's going to happen. I just kind of told you it was halfway through, but if you haven't seen the movie, go watch it. Now, you will be surprised, especially if you have like Dolby Digital surround sound and you can feel the shaking and stuff. It kind of creeps you out a little bit. Then what is it? Uh, oh, the other thing I wanted to mention was back when I was at Universal Studios Florida with my parents back in the, I want to say 90s. Um, you know, yeah, early 90s, like 92, I think it was. I think it was like 10. They had a earthquake ride and they were asking for volunteers for like a show kind of thing. And I raised my hand. And then my mom knocked it down and said, "You're never going to get picked, so just keep your hand down." So I raised my other one and I got picked. And I came up there and I thought I was going to be like an actor, and I was this little kid, 10-year-old kid. And they said, "No, we want you to be the grip." And I was like, "What is it? Okay, what does a grip do?" And they're like, "We want you to pull on this pulley. And when we tell you to pull on it, you pull on it. And basically all these things are going to fall down on people's heads. These like rocks and stuff or whatever, fake rocks. So the idea was like these people were walking down the thing and then the thing was supposed to shake, or whatever the room was supposed to shake. And then I was supposed to pull down the thing and stuff came down. I thought it was awesome. It was before I hadn't even seen this movie. And I don't think I would have watched it back when I was a kid. I didn't really know any of the actors. I wasn't, some big Charlton Heston fan or anything. I wasn't into that stuff. And it just seemed like back in my day, I was into movies that like were 80s and 90s and, beyond. I really wasn't into the 70s. I'm still sort of like, I love the 70s. I love the look and feel of some of those movies, but some of the movies I'm not very into. So I'm more into 80s and 90s still to this day, or older or newer. So some movies like I'm into the 40s and 50s and stuff. 60s, 60s and 70s, I don't know, just aren't my thing. Um, but it's cool. Anyway, I really enjoyed this movie. I had a lot of fun. I thought this movie was shockingly better than what is it, Towering Inferno. I liked the Towering Inferno a lot, but like I felt and I was like, damn it, I wish I didn't give Towering Inferno 5 stars because, you know, then it's just highs, but it's really like this should be like 5 plus. This was a better movie. Um so I liked his name Mark Robson. Yeah, the director. John Williams did the score for uh, this Towering Inferno and Poseidon Adventure, and he got nicknamed King of the Disaster Movies or something, or Disaster Scores. And you can definitely tell it's John Williams because in the beginning of the movie, it's got a very Jaws like sounds to it and stuff. So, but then it will do all the like, I don't know, big fanfare stuff. So I absolutely love this movie. I thought it was very good. It's definitely a movie I want to watch over and over again. Um, Probably with other people. Or I might just put this on if this is on TV or something, I'll probably watch it. I don't really watch TV as much, but if I see it, I'll probably watch it. It's a lot of fun. So if you have a chance to see it, and it's one of the few movies that I think should get remade. Now I know they did a movie called like The Quake or something, but this could definitely like work for a remake. Earthquake, Universal Pictures presents Earthquake, put it on HBO Max or put it in the theaters. It would definitely be great. There was one scene where they're watching TV and the TV's all the not TV theater. They're in the theater and the theater starts messing up. It's just so much fun. I loved it. I think everybody who uh, who sees that would enjoy it. So I highly recommend it. All right. So with that being said, what's on to the next one? So that was 37. So what's 38? 38 is set in your location or region. All right. I guess Virginia movie. I think I already did the New World, so I can't do that again. Um, hmm. Pocahontas. Ha ha ha! Telling you, keep trying to watch these Disney cartoons. Just have an excuse to watch them. So who knows? Pocahontas maybe next. Even though that has nothing to do with my region and everything, the New World is more like it. Pocahontas is so silly. There's no waterfalls in Williamsburg, area. Like, I'm sorry. There's no talking raccoons. Sadly, there should be. There should be talking. I mean, I would love to walk out and just start talking to the raccoons, but it just doesn't happen that way. But I would love to rewatch. I have not seen that since forever, so it's probably going to be my next movie. All right. Well, with that being said, thank you guys so much for checking this out. Join me next week where I'm doing Pocahontas. Fuck it, I'm doing Pocahontas. And we're gonna talk about that. So, join me next week, and until then, bye.